What's up guys, welcome back to another Throwback Thursday. Hope you enjoyed all the last stuff, a little bit of fun to do while the winter months are still hanging on and dragging on, and I hope it's an early spring. After that fire that you guys saw in one of the previous videos, after that fire swept through and took everything I've ever owned and everything I worked for and pretty much ruined my life, I had to get another car, something that I could drive, have fun with, play with, because that's a main priority for me. Is a car has to be fun. If you buy a car just to get from point A to point B and you hate it and you're gonna spend a lot of time in it, what's the point? So back then, way back, this would be at 2004 now, I was still young and dumb and didn't know what a real car was. So my second choice after the Eagle Talon, believe it or not, was the 2000 Cavalier, that model. I had a Cavalier before that. I've already showed you guys that white one. It's pretty trashy, pretty nasty. That was the first Cavalier I had. So this one was a Z24, and I got it smashed and had it repaired. And it's funny because I asked for two things when I had it, when I ordered it or had the guy find it for me. Was number one, I didn't want red, and number two, no sunroof. I want a hardtop. I don't like sunroofs, T-tops, convertibles. I just find that shit is super girly. It's not for me. And within a certain price range. Found the car for me. I went to check it out. He blew the hell out of my price range. So there's an X. The car was red. There's another X. And ooh, saved by the graces, there's no sunroof or none of that crap on it. So I was like, all right, fine. I'll take it. I didn't want red because the Talon was red. Wanted something different. But anyways, I ended up with a bright red Chevy Cavalier Z24. Ended up beating the crap out of it forever. This right here is one of the few pictures I actually have of that car. Before we brought it to a show one day, I had somebody else drive the Cavalier and I brought the Corvette to the show, and that was a long time ago. I have a couple pictures I pulled offline for you guys. Here you go. Check it out. But at the time of getting this car, the tuner thing was super big, and I just started working, and I don't know, I guess you could say I was kind of cheap and spent my money on other stuff, wasted a lot of money on like video games and partying and stupid shit like that, instead of focusing on the cars, the builds. I had this Cavalier. First thing I did was I wanted to put a body kit and mags on it, so I got this really gnarly front bumper, put it on. I custom made a vent in the hood and everything, and those were the black pieces, were the pieces that I put on the car. I ended up putting a little wing on the back because, you know, I thought that was cool, little shopping cart style. I ended up not buying mags because mags are expensive and I was a kid and I was cheap and stupid. Instead of buying shocks and lowering it properly, I brought it to my friend's garage and we just took the torches to it and dropped it down nice and low. So now it's half built, a bunch of different colors, handled like absolute shit because of the way the suspension was set up. Had crappy tires on it, stock rims, horrible, horrible. At the time I was in a band, and I would always fill it up with my equipment to drive to practice or drive to shows and stuff like that. And now I remember very specifically one night, it was very cold outside, and I got in the car and started revving it. And when I revved it, it made this like cool snap thing where it would like rev up fast and then let go of the throttle and the revs would come down real quick. So it sounded like a motor that had tons of potential and tons of compression and tons of power. Stupid me, who was at the bar all night, liked that sound. I sat outside and I revved it and made it sound cool for a little while, only to have some different sounds appear on my way home. I ended up blowing the lifters out of it and totally toasting the motor. That car, believe it or not, I actually went through 2 motors. And I was drag racing a lot at the time too. Every summer I would go and beat the crap out of it on the drag course. Shortly after I got the AE86 and started drifting. So then at that point, I also had to decide between staying up all night with the band, partying, playing music, getting home at 5 in the morning, or stop playing in the band so I could actually get to the racetrack, because most of the time you gotta be at the track early mornings and stuff. So like I would come home from band practice, unpack the car, whatever, head out to the track and have like an hour and a half of sleep on the weekends. And then come Monday morning, wake up super early. It wasn't cool. So I had to decide. That's when I stopped playing music and started getting into the car thing full time. So that's a little look back at my piece of crap Cavalier, the second one. That went through 2 motors. Anyways guys, next time we're gonna talk about the AE86, my first real tuner car, I would say, that was actually built for a purpose, served a purpose, and had a lot of fun with it. So thanks for watching this Throwback Thursday, guys. We'll see you next time with some cool JDM stuff. So peace out and stay happy.